Toyota brought us this 2025 GR Corolla. Now, it's had a lot of performance updates, a lot of aerodynamic and cooling updates, but that's not what this video is about. This is about the tech video. So we're going to talk about the driver's display, the infotainment screen, and we're going to test out some of the ADAS system. Yes, your driver assistance features. What does it do when it goes into a corner? Will it take the corner by itself if you're not touching the wheel? What happens if you don't put your hands on the wheel? Will it stop? Will it shut down? Will it keep on driving by itself? We're going to figure that all out, and we're going to start looking at that stuff right now. We're going to start with your driver's display here, completely digital, looks awesome. Everything is very easy and clear to read. As you can see there in the center, you have your tachometer with your digital display, and then you have settings showing right now, but we're going to flip through those. And then you also have menus on the right side and the left side that can also be adjusted. You can see down here, it also tells you what all-wheel drive system you're in right now. You're in normal, and if you switch it to gravel, it'll put gravel on there and also tell you if you are in track mode on there. And you got driver assistance features all along in between these two gauges. So you've got your cruise control, your lane departure, and your safety sense on there. This is equipped with Safety Sense 3.0 from Toyota. On this side, you have your engine temperature, and then you have a menu right here, and then up above you have your temperature and your road conditions. To switch all of this stuff, we're just going to pan back here real quick and show you what I'm going to be doing. If you hold the OK button down, then that will light up around there, and you can use these arrows to switch sides of what you're going to control. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start here in the center. And right now it says settings, and you can go to your driver support with your driver assistance. Shift position, so it's going to tell you what gear you're in. Then you have blank, you have your messages, and then back to your settings. Inside your settings, this is where you're going to control all of your driver assistance features. So right now this is your heads-up display, right, and it is on. And it's hard to see out there. I'll zoom in so you can see that. And then you can go down to lane departure. You can click into that, but what you have to do is, you see at the bottom it says hold OK to change settings. So we're going to hold that down. And there's lane departure alert, so you can have it shake the steering wheel, or you can have it delayed, you can have it immediate, and then also inside, I believe you can switch this to sound, so it can beep or shake the steering wheel. Press the back button to go back out. And then you have your blind spot monitoring. You can turn on and off. You have your front collision. So there's your front collision warning and your timing on that. Down here, you can go to your safety sense. So this is kind of like your safety bubble is what I like to call it. Now you got your parking sensors, rear cross traffic alert. So anyway, you have all of your alert systems right here that you can turn on and off. And then you have vehicle settings, and we can hold that button down. Go into here, you got your brake suggestions, your dynamic radar cruise control, your tire settings, scheduled maintenance, rear seat reminder, and stoplight display. So it will tell you if there's a stop sign in your heads-up display or on the screen. Go back out of that, you have your meter settings. In your meter settings, you can set up what you want to see, your language, meter type. So you can change that around a little bit. You can change it with drive mode, or you can have it set. Here is your track mode. You can have that set to look like that all the time. I like to just keep it with the drive mode. That way you know that what drive mode you are in. Rev indicator and rev setting, and we can go back out of that. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the left side gauge and see what we have there. So on the left side, we're going to hold the button down, bring up those guides, and then we're going to switch over to the left. On the left right now, you got driver info, your audio, navigation, eco indicator, fuel economy, blank, and back to a boost gauge. I like to keep it on this boost gauge. So now we're going to hop over to the right side. Right side is the same way. This has got your power distribution for your wheels, your tire pressures, trip A, your drive info, navigation, driving support, so your driver assistance can go on there also, fuel economy, blank, and G-forces, which is pretty fun to play with launch control, and then your all-wheel drive power systems where we had it at the beginning. And that is all of your driver display adjustments. So now we're going to hop over to this infotainment screen. Now it's an 8-inch screen. It really doesn't do a lot because most of your stuff is actually done in the driver's display. So over here, right now, you do have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this. And then you hit the button right here. This kicks you out to all of your widgets. You go right into the Toyota settings. So on this screen, you have Android Auto is up here. You have navigation, your music, your phone, your trip information on your vehicle. And you can go to current, or you can go to your history, vehicle alert. Then we go down into settings. Down through your settings, you have your personal info. You've got your Bluetooth devices. This is where you're going to add or take away your phone. And you can also control what your phone can do. So right now it's used for Android Auto. I can shut Android Auto off and just use it for phone or my media. That way Android Auto is not draining my battery on my phone. If you go back out to settings, you have general, which is going to change your date, time, keyboard, that type of things. Those are like, your basic settings. Go back out. You have notifications on here, so you can turn any notifications on. You got turn by turn with your traffic alerts, state border guidance, just all of your navigation stuff, which is kind of nice to see. And then we can go to Wi-Fi, or you set up a hotspot, and then you can connect to Wi-Fi in here. You've got your displays. So you can have it set to automatic so that it gets bright or dark at night, or you can just have it set on the nighttime dark theme, which kind of keeps it a little calmer in here. You've got your sound and your media, so you can set up ringtone, voice, new message, set all of that stuff, whatever levels you want that to be on, so it's not too loud for you. And then your system voice and driving assistance. You go to your sound tuning, so this is where you're going to adjust your EQ and where the sound is centering at. Media, you can go in and display cover art, so you can actually see what the front of the CD used to have on it. Then you got radio, Sirius XM. Go back out to your settings, and we go on down. You've got your navigation, so you're going to be able to set up all of your navigation stuff that you want to see on there. Voice and search, so your wake word is "Hey Toyota." We're going to go down here, vehicle customization. So now your lights, you can adjust all of your lighting here for auto timers, auto sensitivity, daytime running lights, all of those things. You have your door controls. So you got a 2-press lock. I don't like that. 2-press unlock. I don't like that. Lock door when open, unlock all doors, and relock after 60 seconds, feedback tone and feedback lights. And there you go. Custom drive mode. So you can set the powertrain up in, let's say, sport. And your steering, we like to have sporty steering, and then normal air conditioning. So there's no adjustments to your suspension in this. Then we go down to utility and your adaptive cruise control. You can adjust that. So go back out to settings, and you have dealer information. So this is what dealership the car came from. Info and security. So this is going to be your name, and then you have a privacy lock or in system reset. software updates. You can check to see if there are any updates available, which it says there are not. And then you can go into your apps and you can reinstall all of the apps. You've got a notification center and remote connect. So we will go back out into settings, and that is all of the infotainment screen. So that's all of it. So it's nice that you actually do, your climate control buttons are all right down here. Drive mode button is right here, and your traction control button is right there. And then back here is your dial and controls for your all-wheel drive system. So that was your driver's display and your infotainment screen. Now we're going to go out and test the driver assistance features. We're going to go around a curve, see if it can take it on its own. Then we're going to see what happens if you don't put your hands on the wheel. What kind of safety does it have to do anything to alert the person that is driving to take control? So we're going to see what happens with that. Okay, so right now we have the adaptive cruise on. I'm going to turn on the lane centering because we do have a curve coming up here. I will try to get both screens in there around this curve so that you can see that. All right, the curve is coming up. I'm gonna keep my hands on it until we get ready to go around the curve and see how it handles the curve. All right, here we go. We're getting ready to go around the curve. I'm gonna let off, and here we go around the curve. It's good. It's keeping us in the center of the lane, not jerking or twisting too much. Now it wants me to take over, and I am going to take over for right now just till we get to this next curve, and then after that I won't take over. Okay, we're going into the next curve. I let off, going into this curve here. It's doing just fine. Nobody behind us, so we can get a good test. Now I get a little bit of a jerk there to get back in line. We do have a little bit of a windy day today. It's telling me to put my hands on the wheel. Lane tracing is going to be stopping. Okay, I am still not touching. Okay, it corrected, kept us in the middle, kept us from going into off the road, actually. It's gonna see what it does again. Okay, it's doing it, it's banging, telling me, trying to alert me. Nothing's happening, the wind's pushing us to the side. Okay, so nothing else is happening here. A lot of beeping, telling me to take control of the wheel. It is correcting, keeping me from going into the ditch. That's good. I am keeping an eye on it. We're still driving regular speed, a lot of beeping, binging. It's not doing anything else other than that. I still have not touched the wheel. Really surprised it hasn't done anything yet. Other vehicles usually hit the brakes, start jerking you around, start slowing the car down, turning on emergency. This is not doing anything, it just keeps going. So I don't know really how safe this actually is. I think it should at this point be slowing down and stopping, hitting brakes. Should be doing something more than just binging to alert someone. So it's been several minutes now. We're at like 3 minutes and it still hasn't done anything different. Just keeps binging. So I'm gonna say that this was probably not the best safety compared to the Subaru WRX that I drove in that hit the brakes, repetitively hit the brakes and brought us to a complete stop and alerted Starlink, and they called because they had reported an accident. So we have not had anything happen. We're still binging, we're still driving. We've got more roads coming up here with curves. Now it let me go into the other lane almost before it corrected, and I don't know why. We're coming up on another jog here in the road, and now we're going clear over, almost across the other lane. Here comes another road. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna be ready to grab because I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. Oh yeah, whoa, it freaked out. Whoa, it's this all over the place. Yeah, this is not good. All right, so I'm going to say do not fall asleep driving this car because you never know where you're gonna end up. Hopefully this is just on this car and not any other ones, but that was not good. That was not good at all. Okay guys, I hope you liked seeing this type of stuff. If you did, hit the thumbs up so everybody else can see what can happen in this car. The safety is not that is not good. Not good, Toyota. You really need to take a look at that and do something more than just keep driving. Almost took me off of the road. So hit the thumbs up, spread this around, make sure everybody else gets to see this. Thanks for joining me. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, then click on one of the videos on screen. It's going to give you some more information about this GR Corolla. Definitely for the track, not for the street. Have a blessed day.